What's up guys, welcome back to Grafting Dragon Fruit. It's Richard, and in this video today I'm going to be doing a taste test on Asunta 5 Paco. So I've been seeing this come up in my group, my Grafting Dragon Fruit Facebook group a lot. They have been talking about how Asunta 5 Paco can taste different if you harvest at a different time. So what I did was, I did exactly what they were talking about. They were talking about when you harvest them all green like this, it has a more berry taste to it. So that's what I did. I took one down that was mostly green with a little bit of burgundy shade underneath. So you can see I've already cut some and tried it just to see if it's true. And the information that I got from doing this was so outstanding that I had to make a video right away and share this with you guys, just in case if you have this variety growing, you can go out and harvest at the time that you guys like it. So I also harvest another Asunta 5 that's half burgundy and half green. So unlike the one I just showed you, this one was all green skin with a little bit of burgundy underneath the tone, but this one is half and half. So this side, you see that's all burgundy, and this side, it's green. So I'm gonna decide here today when I do this test, which one tastes the best. And of course, I had to harvest one that was completely all red and all ripe. So here's one with no green, just the burgundy color that the Asunta 5 usually is when it's fully ripe and the time that people have been harvesting them at. So today we're gonna see if we should be harvesting Asunta 5 Paco a little earlier to get an even better taste to it. What I've heard from reading the Facebook group is if you let them ripe all the way to burgundy, it has a really earthy, more of a dirt taste to it. All accompanist varieties have that problem, is once they let you let them ripen so much, the brick score is high, but then they have that earthy taste to it. So to not have that earthy taste, you can harvest them a little earlier. So let's see if that is all true, okay? So let's go and try all of these in sequence to see which one tastes better. I'll do a brick score on them and get a little bit of how the bricks is at this stage. So this one I've already cut and tried. So this was the all green Asunta 5 Paco. Here you see me eating a wedge of it already, and let me just tell you guys, it is definitely true. I thought that if I harvest this green, it was gonna taste earthy, no flavor, and taste basically unmature. That was not the case. It had a nice sweet berry taste to it, did not taste unmature, and the seeds weren't earthy as well. It's usually when you harvest them too early, you have clusters of seeds that make them taste like there's too much seeds. When you bite into it, it has an earthy taste to it, but I didn't get that with this one. So what I'm gonna do is do a brick score, because now I'm curious why it tastes so good at an unripe stage and what the brick score was. So I'm gonna go ahead, get a little cube from the center. You guys can see it's really juicy. And I'm gonna clean this the best I can. That's why I have a bowl of water next to me, so that way we can get accurate brick scores for all of the other ones once we get the pulp and juices in. Okay, so this is the Asunta 5 Paco that is majority green skin. Well, let's see what the brick score is. 14.2. We're gonna do it one more time just to make sure. 14.3, it went up by 1, okay? And just because I've used that centerpiece, I want to see what that piece tastes like from the part I tested. So let's go ahead and taste it. Even though it says 14.2, you guys, it has a nice acid in there, very berry flavor, none of that floral earthy taste, very clean, and I definitely will be harvesting them at this stage again. I'm very, very surprised. I saw a lot of the talk about this in the group, but I just couldn't believe it. So I went ahead, I had a bunch of A5s growing, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna harvest them at all the different stages to really test for myself and see which one tastes the best. And so far, the all green skin Asunta 5 Paco is really making a name for itself right now. It is good. It's like the people that have been talking about them, wow, none of that earthy tones to it, which is amazing. I think this might be a new favorite way to harvest Asunta 5 Paco for me. Try it yourself to see if this is something you guys like. Okay. So that one was the Asunta 5 Paco with all green skin with very, very little tones of burgundy to it. So if you guys look, this is about when I would harvest. You see a little bit of burgundy, but majority is green. Just harvest it, you guys, taste it, and see if you guys like it. Okay, before we move on to the half and half, let me just clean this very well so we can get another brick score on the half and half one to see if that is any better. All right, guys. So give me a second here to wipe this down very good. And it looks good to me. All right. Moving on to the next Asunta 5. All right, here we go. This is also, again, guys, this is all the same variety, just harvest at different days and stages. So we're gonna get the full spectrum of these flavors at the different stages. All right, here we go. Wow, that is interesting. I can see that it's pink, dark red, and also magenta. That is crazy. Let's compare this to the fully ripe one. The fully ripe one, you can see the deeper color, the richer tones. This one, it has lighter tones of it. Looks like it's developing to this color, but even so, still looks really good to me. And let's just see this one. Oh yeah, this one, it does have a little bit more richer tones, but if you guys look at this side, there's actually a speck of white right there. So that's very interesting. All right, let's get a brick score on this one. So this side, let's go with this side. Ooh, texture is firm, but with slight push, it does break. So that's good. We know that it's ripe in its own aspects. We got that chunk in here. Okay, here we go. This one, juices are coming out, and let's see what our bricks is. 13.1. Wow. So this one was 1% lower, but I'm very surprised of these brick scores. Even though they say they're low, the fruit tastes absolutely amazing. Like I said, the accompanist genes, for some reason, even if the bricks are in the 20, the flavor will still be very earthy and doesn't taste good. So actually having a lower brick score and harvesting them early can improve the taste. All right, let's try this half. This is a perfect slice here. You can see the two colors, the half burgundy and the half green on both sides. And if I turn it around, you guys will also see that. You see this one, half burgundy and half green. So if I bite right into this middle here, I should get both of those flavors if there is any difference. So let's go ahead and try it. Wow. Okay. Sorry, guys. This one definitely had more acid to it. The half green, half red is, to me, this one tasted a little less flavorful than the all green one for some reason. But that kind of makes sense because this one, the color of it just looks more rich versus this one. So I think this one could have been a little bit more ripe to get a little bit more of the berry flavor, but definitely no earthy tones or floral taste to it. And definitely has that berry taste to it. Okay, so that one I think is a little less more flavorful than the all green one for some odd reason. Maybe because it wasn't fully ripe yet, or it just needed a little bit more time because it looked green to me, but at the same time also looks almost unripe. So that one's questionable. Let's go ahead now and move on to fully ripe one and see if it beats both of those two and see when is the best time to harvest. So let me just clean this off, you guys. Okay, and let me just dry off all that water. because if some water gets into the juices, it will dilute our sugar and it will make it seem lower than it's supposed to be. And then my brick score. Also give this a really good cleaning. Okay. Now we're ready for our last one. So this is the Asunta 5 Paco that's fully ripe. It's about 40 to 45 days for it to turn this color. You can see there's no green. If there is any, it's very little, not like the other ones. So let's go ahead and get a brick score on this one. Wow, so this one I can feel with the spoon that I poke into it, and the flesh broke up a lot easier than the other two that I just harvested. Okay, here we go. That's about all I need. Here we go. Brick score on this is 15.6. So you guys saw here that it went from 13, 14 to 15. And even though it gets higher and higher, the brick score is so subjective sometimes. Sometimes it says a number, but when you taste it, the flavor and everything that contrasts with it makes it even better. So we'll see if a fully ripe Asunta 5 Paco tastes better than the almost ripe or the half ripe. Let's go. Okay, the one that I tested, let's go ahead and taste this one. Wow. Wow. It's really hard to choose, you guys. They all have a very distinct taste to them and it's completely different. For sure, this one doesn't have the berry flavor to it anymore. The acid is totally gone. When it's at this stage, it's very creamy and sweet. At first, there is a floral taste to it, but as you keep chewing and the flesh kind of like disintegrates in your mouth, you taste this very creamy, sweet flavor. It's really hard to explain what kind of resembles. Definitely the complexity of it went away, but you taste this creamy sweetness to it that's very nice. And it's still a really good dragon fruit, and I probably would still harvest it at this time. But if I wanted something with more complexity, I think this green one here was probably my favorite. I'm gonna just try this again because I want to compare them both with each other. Oh yeah, I prefer this all day versus this. Wow. This is the first time I've ever tried it at different stages like this. I'm so used to letting my dragon fruits fully ripe before I harvest them. And Asunta 5 was the first one that's talked about that made me curious enough to try them at an earlier stage. And I do not regret that at all, you guys. So if you guys are growing Asunta 5 Paco, please try it for yourself before you guys knock on it. And no, it's against everything I've taught you guys, but for some reason, this variety here does better when you harvest it at different times or even a little earlier. And this one right here, this all green one, was super, super good. This one was amazing. I'm gonna go for it again. It's just so much more, how should I say, fresh and clean when I eat this. It has none of that foul dragon fruit earthy tones or floral taste to it, so it makes it really, really good and refreshing, and you want to keep going back to it. It's very, very berry flavor like. This one here, pure sweetness, has a floral taste to it, but very, very little. Not super noticeable, but definitely something there that will make you kind of think of what it is once you take a bite into it. So holy cow. And let me try this one again on this piece. This one to me is a lot more sour and more tarty without that berry flavor. So for some reason, the half and half didn't taste as good as the full green. This is really interesting, and I don't know what else to tell you guys, but to go out there and harvest them at different stages to see what works in your weather, your location, and how you guys are growing them with the fertilizer you guys are using. This is just to give you guys an idea of how they can taste at different stages. So this was a really cool test. If it was up to me, and which one was my favorite, I would choose this green one here. It had that very nice, complex dragon fruit flavor that I just love. Kind of almost reminds me of purple haze with the Asunta lineage flavors in there. So that was very, very interesting. And I can't wait to have my wife try this to see what she thinks as well. But I already know she's gonna probably like this one a lot more than the fully ripe Asunta 5. All right, guys, that is the taste test for Asunta 5 and harvesting them at different stages to see how they taste. If you guys thought this video was helpful and it helped you guys decide when to harvest your Asunta 5 Paco, then hit that like button for me. You guys have any comments or question on this variety today or what I did today, leave in the comments below and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. And if you guys haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button right there so that way you guys won't miss a single thing. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Grafting Dragon Fruit. Peace.